All right, so I think, oh, I am live. I'm live. All right. So the question is anybody here? Can anybody hear me? I don't see any viewers, so there's that. um, Now how would I see? Yeah, here we are. Chat. All right, the two viewers. All right, I can't see who the viewers are, but can you guys hear me by chance? Okay, maybe yeah, maybe not. All right, I'm gonna try this. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna try this. I'm going to the People Summit. I am going to the People Summit. Now, I feel weird about this because I did a video early on and saying it's not enough. The People Summit is not enough. Like I was pretty strong on that front on how the People Summit is not enough. And it's now I'm going to the People Summit. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm going to the People Summit. I'm also going to the Left Forum. So that's going to be back to back on that front. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I know Tim is going, and this was kind of one of those Hail Mary passes of, all right, I'll register, see if it works. And it just so happened, they just hit me back up saying, you are going to the People's Summit. You can buy your tickets here. The question is my wife coming with me? I don't know. This is kind of random and straightforward. And like I said, I still feel weird about it. It's I was never saying that the People Summit was bad. I think even in that video, I said something like, "This is good. These people are talking to themselves, and they're going to say things that I like to hear." That part's true. It's not enough is also true. That part is also true. Like it's one thing to have it's one thing to have a meeting where you're affirming yourself. It's like you're having a conversation with somebody, and you're saying, here's something that I know you want to hear because you're clearly in my meeting. So, of course, if you're in my meeting, most likely you're going to like the things that I'm saying. Me, as a host of something or as the speaker of something, there's something in me that's enough of a friction for me to get up and do something. Because understand, if you don't have an impetus to do it, you're not going to do it. It doesn't matter what it is. It takes a certain amount of oomph to get you up to actually do something. So you get up, you discharge your battery, you feel better about yourself, and you go about your own business. But nothing is taking place. Like, yes, you feel better, but that's your internal view of the world. That's your reality space. That's all right. I look out at the world. I feel better. So something has tangibly changed that only relates to you, not so much in the world. I'm making this point that if you're going to do something, it's going to be tangible and it's going to be substantial. It has to be more than just a summit. It has to go beyond the summit. The summit has to be a springboard to this is the order of things, meaning this is how things are going to be as they go along. We're going to have an organization that's set up purely for class rights, purely to kind of put the stake in the sand of, yeah, capitalism model to build our lives around. It's not it's kind of a shitty model. It's not a good idea. You and look, I really probably shouldn't say this, but there was a situation at work where they let somebody go. Now, in her case, it wasn't a look, my job is awesome. Like people there and everything else. And so it's not a situation of them being these craven capitalists who are just trying to squeeze every dime. That wasn't it. The most terrifying thing about the model that we exist in is the end. It's this it's not anonymity. It's yeah, anonymity to some degree. Like to some degree it's faceless. It's almost like you're not necessarily dealing with the individual. You're dealing with let me put it this way. You're playing chess. The pawn moves two squares. On the first go, the pawn moves one square on the second go. The knight moves in an L. Do any of these pieces act? Well, wait a minute. Why am I only moving 2 squares? Why am I only moving into an L? Why can I move in this particular space but not that particular space? That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like, it's not so much that the pawn, the knight, the rook, any of these pieces would have any particular issue with, you know, any part of the system per se. It's just more so is there's no face to put on it. It's the rule set that they were functioning under. Same thing. It's There's an anonymity to it because you're functioning with the rule set. There may be a person who's doing something, but at the level of the person, it's almost like you can't fault the person for functioning in that particular way because that person's also functioning on a level of scarcity. It's like, I have to do this. I need to make this particular profit. And I'm not talking about these massive corporations. We're just talking about regular person to person interaction. So you can be put in a situation where you're letting somebody go. That person is in a, let's say the person has some age on them. Ultimately, the person, they're less likely to, what's the word I'm looking for? They're less likely to change. Like they're less likely to take on new information and this stuff. But that's just that person being a person. Like that's one of those things that's just inherent to being a person. Any particular person, as they get older, functions in that way. Their music selections tend to narrow. Their point of view tends to narrow. Their point of view of the world in general tends to somewhat narrow. They're less likely to take on information. In fact, it's an extra step for them to kind of take on information in that way. So if you're working in an industry, you've been working in the industry for 30, 40 years, and you're being required to kind of change in a way, it's not the easiest thing to do. And it's not necessarily an individual's fault at that point. And yet that individual, just based upon the way the system is set up, is probably going to lose that job. And they're probably going to lose that job not because they're doing anything wrong, at least based on from a biological perspective, but from a capital perspective, yes, you need to go. That's fucked up. I'm just saying that's fucked up in general. But you can't blame the individuals involved in that sense. You can't blame the company. The company has a vested interest to accrue profit. That company depends upon a certain level of, the best that they can get in order to maximize their profit because they're in competition with other companies who are trying to do the same. So it's almost like you can't point a finger at somebody and says, hey, that's your fault. It's not necessarily the individual's fault. It's the model itself. You can't solve that problem at the level of the model. That's all I'm getting at. So yes, the People Summit is nice, but unless it's something that actively tries to change that particular model, that looks at the rule set and says, okay, we need to change this rule set, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. That doesn't mean I don't want to go. Yes, I want to go. So those things are different. Those things are separate and distinct. Yes, I still want to go. Yes, there are problems associated with it. But yeah, I do want to go. I would like to track down some of these people and stick a camera in their face and ask them questions. Yes, that's very true. I do want to find Bernie Sanders. And I do want to question Bernie Sanders if I'm wrong. Look, I'm wrong. There's no way security is going to let me get anywhere near close to Bernie Sanders. But yes, I have questions for Sanders. So, I'm going to the People Summit. I'll leave it at that. Somebody said, dude, you're awesome at taking 30 minutes to say something that you could say in 10. He's right. He's right. So I'm going to end this here. All right, guys. Thanks for your support. If you enjoy the work, there's no point in me doing that on this. This is just an announcement. All right, guys. Thank you.